day today?
May 7th.
And we are live.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Today is the afternoon session of June 27th. Our next agenda item is a Perpetua resource presentation. So Kyle, you want to come on up, bring that stuff up, and then if you don't mind, stand at the mic so everybody can hear, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Underneath this guy here, or
No, that's a good question. The one in the back wall, so they're going to see the back of your head is what they're going to see.
okay, well, it's about as good looking as the front. All right, well, commissioners, thank you for taking the time. Kyle Fend with Perpetua Resources. I'm the field operations manager and the circle project coordinator for Perpetua. Just wanted to provide the county with an update of activities as they're progressing on site related to the administrative order of consent that Perpetua signed with EPA and the Forest Service about 18 months ago. So we've progressed through a significant amount of engineering and design with EPA oversight and a review, and have selected a contractor to perform work on site this spring. That work entails two, they're called stream diversions, but it's basically picking the stream up, diverting it temporarily while we excavate, install liners, rip wrap to improve the existing stream channels and then put the stream flow back in it. The importance behind that is basically to keep clean water clean. Right now, a lot of the water within those existing diversions leaks out and or flows through existing mining waste on the project site. A lot of that legacy waste that's been there for the past 80 plus years. So, and where we're starting the projects, the water source coming out of the hillsides is really relatively clean from a water quality standpoint, but does pick up contamination as it's in contact with that underlying mine waste. So,
is this on the East Fork itself or on Meadow Creek or where?
On, let's see, it's the last page here on the back. If you take a look at it, there's a Hennessy diversion and a Smelter Flats diversion. North left side and to the southern end of the project footprint there on that back page. It's those two small side drainages that we are adjusting the existing diversions that are in place to be able to keep that stream flow clean in and of itself.
Okay.
So
as it goes into Meadow Creek, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Hennessy Creek comes down out of that drainage, flows along a ditch along the existing county road. It actually fully subs out underneath one of the existing waste rock stockpiles, which is where it picks up a lot of the contamination in that area. Same thing on the south for the Smelter Flats. A lot of that drainage subs out through some old mining waste within the historic Smelter Flats complex area and comes out as seepage at the toe. So the idea is really just to pick it up, line the existing diversions to keep clean water clean within those footprints. Okay. So the third project is the DMEA Adit area. That location, we had proposed, again, a diversion around some of the existing waste in that location. The selected alternative by the agency was to totally remove that adit dump and relocate it to one of the existing stockpiles at Northwest Bradley Dump, and restore that stream channel through the natural drainage as best as we can. So we'll basically be taking small 30-ton articulated haul trucks up, loading it with that dump material and removing it, and then coming in with clean backfill if needed, and riprap material to be able to reestablish the stream channel, coming in with a significant amount of plantings and reseedings to restore that area.
Mm-hmm.
So of particular concern as we were developing these designs, specifically around Hennessy Creek diversions, was being mindful of the corridor along the county road through the project
Mhm.
footprint.
Right.
As we were moving through the design, agencies wanted some of the design elements that would actually impinge upon that county road. So we went back, readjusted the design so that we could narrow things up, still meet the specifications that the agencies were looking at, from being able to handle like 100-year storm events within those diversions itself, but not impact the county road.
Mhm.
So I'll work with Jeff McFadden with the Valley County Road Department. We will have equipment sitting on the edge of the county road while we are working on that stream diversion later this summer. But make sure we got appropriate signage and everything else there to warn recreationists and traffic moving through the area. So
So Kyle, on that diversion Hennessy then,
Mhm.
is that basically, and it is long road, like you said,
Yep.
is that to clean up that, the glory hole kind of thing? Is that what we're looking at, or
it's
just
not,
that?
not
yeah.
cleaning up the glory hole itself, and the glory hole for others is just the existing yellow pine pit.
Yeah.
So
the stuff is,
there's not a lot we can,
yeah.
we have the river running right through the mine.
Right.
The mine dump itself.
Mhm.
So it's hard to be able to clean that up without actually going in and doing some additional mining activity.
Right.
And that's the larger Stibnite Gold project as a
Yeah.
whole. So
Mhm. Right.
all of the work that we're doing is pretty much outside of the Stibnite Gold project as
yeah.
best as we
Mhm.
can to be able to deal with a lot of this material and stuff up front ahead of time. So kind of an early action cleanup. As I mentioned, this year's work is really to keep clean water clean, and is a relatively small project. We'll have a crusher come out, crush and develop some of the material we need to support these projects. They'll leave. We'll have the contractor on site. We'll house them in yellow pine and come out to the project site. Overall, construction crews should be 8 to 12 people, and then tapering off as we start completing some of these projects towards the end of the year. We expect to start after the 4th of July weekend, and then wrapping up about mid-October, if not a little bit sooner. So depending on schedule, weather delays, etc. Working with the Village of Yellow Pine and the community as a whole, and the contractor itself, we are not working during the major holidays in the area, Harmonica Festival, just to make sure that we're mitigating any potential impact on those higher recreational traffic days in the area. So next year is the larger portion of the work that we're going to be doing on site. That will require us to turn on our camp. We'll be moving about 325,000 tons of legacy waste rock or development rock out of areas immediately adjacent to the East Fork, South Fork of the Salmon River, as well as about 25,000 tons of tailings. So that material sits adjacent to the rivers and is a source of arsenic and antimony leaching directly into the river itself, as well as sediment transport. So we'll be pulling 225,000 tons of that material, combination of tailings and waste rock, and putting it into a repository on site that we're working with the agencies right now to design. That the location that we're looking at is on the existing on-off pads left over from previous mining activities. It's a good base, and we're evaluating different cover option scenarios to be able to facilitate storage of that material. The remaining 100,000 tons is coming out of the Northwest Bradley dumps north of the Yellow Pine pit. In essence, we're just picking that material up adjacent to the river and moving it up high and dry on the dump, so there's not that direct interaction, while increasing the floodplain along that stretch.
Where on this, because I can't remember honestly, I've been up there a lot. Where is Sugar Creek? Doesn't it take off right about where the
It's
yellow
down
pine?
below.
So yeah, where the DMEA, the name is at the
DMEA,
very,
yeah,
so
top?
to the right of that is basically Sugar Creek.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the East Fork coming down from south to north, and right about where that DMEA sign or name is the confluence in Sugar Creek coming in from the right or on the east. So
What does it mean? Oh, wait a minute. Does that say soda?
the soda, that's the spent ore disposal area.
That's where everything that's been taken out of it, you're going to go there with that.
No. So the spent ore disposal area, that's the legacy tailings area from the 40s and 50s. That was then capped with the spent neutralized heap leach ore from the on-off pads in the late 80s, 90s. It was used to cap those tailings, or the tailings areas, hence the soda name. So the area that we'll be going with the bulk of the material, that 225,000 tons, is that repository area. And that's where those existing on-off pads are currently located, that were used in the 80s and 90s.
Is that Bradley or is that right? Yeah. Leach pit area or leach field. Yeah, leach pit area.
The leach pads.
Pad area. Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of adjacent to that one-time Hecla heap. So
And then the other question I had is that little dimple kind of up in the right-hand corner. Is that Meadow Creek Lookout?
no, so Meadow Creek Lookout is not even on the
No,
map.
it's
Not here? Okay.
That dimple is actually up by West End. That's the Stibnite pit. You can see it if you're coming from basically the mine site offices and traveling north. You can look up and you can kind of see a little bit of a scar on the hillside, but you can't actually see
You down in
that
there?
Stibnite pit. So Meadow Creek Lookout is down and to the left where Soda is. Go to the southwest
West, yeah.
of there and maybe a mile
Yeah.
back up and
Okay.
up the hill.
Just
is
off
where-
the screen.
Yep, off of the map.
That was, but that was kind of part of your proposed route in there is cross it, but yeah.
Yeah, for the actual mining
Yeah.
project. So it is.
Well, I know on the Roadless Rules Commission, we had some folks from Yellow Pine that want to be able to travel from Yellow Pine into Meadow Creek and then use the road system to go further on up to Thunder Mountain and Dewey and all that stuff. And we turned them down. So now they're going to have to go all the way down to,
Either all the way down or in the plan itself, we have proposed a public bypass through the mine site
through the
that's
mine site?
seasonally open.
Okay.
So
I know a lot of folks that go back into Thunder Mountain and hunt.
Mhm.
And that's a pretty popular area in the fall, but the rest of the year, probably not that much traffic back in there.
yeah, there's a fair bit.
Yeah.
Quite a few hikers and recreationists still go back in there.
Yeah.
Four-wheelers and UTVs.
Yep. So, but yeah, we've rescued a couple of those hunters a few years ago. That
There's a lot of,
one of those September snowstorms came through and drifted everything shut. So,
Well, thank you for the update. Is there anything you need from us?
I don't think so. I just wanted to make sure the county was aware of the activities that were happening on
Starting,
site
yeah.
before rumor mills started and you heard that we were mining or whatever.
Yeah.
So just kind of head this off from the start. And
Sure.
again, I'm around. I'm leading the
Yeah.
project. Happy to answer any questions
And
that.
so this project was approved, what, 2 years ago, you said, or
We signed an
18.
agreement about 18 months ago.
18 months ago with Forest Service, EPA?
Forest Service and EPA are the two
Yeah,
action
two
agencies
main, yeah.
associated with this. And
Yeah.
over the intervening 18
And that's
months, we've been,
somewhat separate from the actual mine
yes, very much
proposal.
separate.
Yeah, okay.
Kyle, what was your last name again?
FEND, F-E-N-D.
Kyle, do you have a business card?
I do, but I don't have any with me.
What was your last name, Kyle?
FEND, F-E-N-D.
I thought you
Fend,
gave me
Fend.
one, but I don't see it.
As in Fend Ranger Station. Yeah.
F-E-N-D, like offender. So,
Just put an A in front of it. Oh, we'll start something there.
I'll have Belinda drop a few
If
off.
you could just come write your number on this for me, that'd be great, just so that if I have any concerns, I know how to contact you. And then you can keep mine if you
One of
want.
yours. Thank you.
Sure you don't want that out in the public just yet?
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, thanks for coming in and keeping us up to date.
Mhm.
And like I say, you're certainly welcome to hang around for the 3:30 if you want.
I appreciate that. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. Excellent. If there's nothing else, thank you. Have a great day.
Yep. You all too.
Thanks, Kyle.
Well, we can't start till we get more folks here, so we're gonna go off. I'll see everybody back here in about 10 minutes, or you can mute it sometimes too if you want. At the end of the stream, just mute it. Totally up to you.